Hey everyone, today I'm going to share with you three key pieces of advice gathered from over 10 years of experience working with innovative companies, helping them build MVPs, accelerate their roadmap delivery, hire talent, track efficiency, and maximize the use of financial incentives like the SR&ED program and various other grants and tax credits. My name is Phil. I am co-founder of Chrono Platform, a SaaS that helps engineering leaders elevate the efficiency of their teams. So let's start with a quick crash course on the SR&ED program. It's a federal program, which stands for Scientific Research and Experimental Development. It is intended to encourage businesses to conduct research and development in Canada. So it's really a Canadian program. It is non-dilutive, so you don't need to let any equity on the table. And the amount of money you get is based on the amount of salary you spent towards applicable R&D activities within your fiscal year. A few stats. So in 2023, over 21,500 claims were filed in Canada, totaling a value of $4.4 billion. Out of that, the field of science is very variable. This program is really industry agnostic, meaning if you are a Canadian company building a product, building some technology, trying things, you most likely qualify and you're most likely eligible to participate. So the most popular fields, 40% of these claims were claimed in the software industry, followed by 15% in electrical engineering, 12% in mechanical engineering, and 11% in medical science. So you see there's some kind of variety. Software is definitely the main bracket here. Now, based on my experience, here's what you can, or at least what I've seen work the best when you want to maximize the amount of money you claim from this program. So first, understand the program. This, I think, is really the fundamental. It is hard to optimize something you do not understand. Famous quote from Phil Graton, myself. If you want to maximize the amount of money you're getting from something, the first thing to do is to understand how it works. Most likely, in your direct network, you know other people that are business owners or participate in claiming these tax credits. Start by talking with them and see what are their practices, maybe what tools they're using, what kind of processes they have in place, and what's their track record, and see maybe you can benchmark a bit and understand if you are performing well or underperforming, and really compare and learn from others' experience. There's a bunch of material available online. You can go through it, give it a quick read, do your homework. It's really important. You don't need to be a master in this program, but at least understand the fundamentals and how it works. And then you can for sure work with an R&D consultant. I definitely recommend it, especially if it's the first time you claim. It's going to fast track the process a lot. They're going to help you understand what qualifies to the program, what doesn't, avoid common pitfalls, and explain really to you that yes, you have your business projects within your company, but that's not what you're claiming. This program doesn't work that way, and your innovation and R&D could be spread across many business initiatives. It's unrelated, it brings no value to your claim, and it will probably restrict what you'll be able to claim, right? So they will bring you the right perspective, right understanding, and save you a lot of time. Yes, it comes with a fee, and down the road, if you want to optimize this and you feel in control after a few years of claiming with them, you could part ways. But ourselves at Chrono, we master this process very well, but we still prefer working with R&D consultants. Next, make it part of your process, right? Garbage in, garbage out. So first of all, if you want to be able to claim tax credits for innovation and research and development, you need to have an innovation mindset and culture within your company, right? It cannot just be, oh, this program will bring me a decent amount of money at the end of the year. That won't cut it, because then you won't necessarily be focusing your energy on things that have some value and that will allow you to claim this program. So by having an innovation mindset and an innovation culture, this will not only make sure that you get the most money back from the government on your innovation and research and development, but also this will put you in a position where you start tracking what's being done towards innovation and ensure that you remain an innovative company. And we are very lucky in Canada to have these types of programs that support innovation and encourage business owners to invest. So all this program, like I said, is based on how much salary you paid towards R&D. In order to prove that, you need R&D evidence. So timesheets, who did what, when, for how much time, and what percentage of the salary you paid, or how many hours were spent towards R&D. This will determine how much you can claim. If you don't keep track of that, it's going to be really hard at the end of the year to backtrack a full year of work. So for that, keeping track of the work done, make sure you equip yourself with proper tools. Take a look, Chrono Platform, that's definitely one thing we cover. We automate all the creation of R&D evidence so that people can focus on working. And behind the scene, by integrating with your project management tools like Jira, Asana, Azure DevOps, and calendars, we're able to create and categorize time spent and identify R&D eligible work so that it reduces the amount of work that you have to do manually. And lastly, educate key players and make them responsible for it. So typically in your organization, if you're a smaller team, it might be you as the technical founder that will be responsible of making sure that there is some kind of documentation in place that's evolving during the year so that when you finish your year and you're ready to claim for SR&ED, you're not empty-handed. As your team grows, you'll probably have some technical leaders, and this could definitely go to them. Make sure that people who are responsible for technical delivery within your organization understand this process very well, understand the program as well, are part of the interviews. If you work with an R&D consultant, they are there with you. They understand what type of questions they're being asked so that they can become responsible in making sure that everyone is keeping a good trace of what's going on and that they have a good understanding. Because at the end of the year, if it's not done, it was their responsibility. And down the road, you can even make them or a few people or one person accountable for that. Monitor and track progress. So that's another thing. Do not wait until the end of the year. I know we're always busy. We don't have time to look at these things. But in the end, if it represents $500,000 in a year of tax credits, it might be worth looking at it and not waiting at the end of the fiscal year to see if you're going to hit your targets that you forecasted. So I'd say at least do a quarterly check. How much R&D hours were spent? Do I have documentation? Do I have proof? Do I have some material that I'll be able to leverage at the end of the year? You could do it monthly if you are very diligent. Quarterly is fine. Mid-year it also works, but it's just a bit more work when you do. But doing everything at the end of the year is not a good way of doing it. You should be able to find a few hours in your year to monitor and track it. That's also something you can do with the Chrono platform. So since we automate all the R&D evidence, we can help you track and progress your initiatives so that you can see what's the estimated amount you're going to get, projections, and help you make sure that you're going to hit your targets and you're not caught with a big gap between your actual versus forecasted at the end of the year. And then I talked about it a bit earlier in the other point, but make people accountable for these amounts. Like I said, smaller team, you will probably be the one accountable for it. But down the road, make sure that you have someone else who is accountable for that and that he makes other people responsible so that they track the progress, they make sure that everything is on track. And if it's not the case, they can raise a flag and have you realign the efforts where you are investing and spending human resources, engineering resources, and make sure that you keep innovation in your priorities as a company. So that's it. By experience, if you follow these three things, I know they look very simple, but implementing them sometimes is tricky. It will help you making sure that you are getting as much money back from the government for your R&D initiatives. If you want to talk with me about that, I'm more than happy to have a chat. You can find me on LinkedIn, send me a message. Also, go take a look, chronoplatform.com. Very easy to onboard. And if you're interested, we can onboard 3 months of your data, do all the categorization for you, and I help you identify what has R&D eligibility in what you've been working on this year so far. And then if it works, we can backfill a full year and really fast track your project or your process of claiming SR&ED and making sure that you're getting the most out of the program. Thanks, everyone. See you soon.